plaid mode. It's that plaid Tesla. Oh, shit. Fuck this up and get into this accident. Look at this. Oh my god. Oh my god. All these cars all accidented up. God damn it. 4 of them. These people are dumb. Yeah, so I'm at the charging station getting this weekend started. Apparently this must be Silver Lyric charging day apparently. Look at this. So this guy right here, he got the Silver Lyric. I got the Silver Lyric. I got this lady. It's the white BRZ, red BRZ. Look at this. I got a guy who parked right next to me. He ignored the lines, and instead of parking closer and closer to the line, since he's the only charger there, he decided that he's going to park right up next to me. But that's okay. That's okay. This is Silver Lyric charging day right here. Silver Lyric charging day. If you got a Silver Lyric, you can charge it. That's what it is. Yeah. So, supposedly, they're getting ready for protests. Supposedly, there's supposed to be protests in New York City. And I will have nothing to do with that shit because I do not want to get shot with any rubber bullets. I'll be sitting at home watching that shit on television. So everybody, y'all have fun out there. You get shot up. No problem. That's cool. You'll go out there and get yourself shot up. I'm not doing it. I am not doing that shit. Hey, it must be Silver Lyric charging day. Everybody got Silver Lyrics out here.
I said the same thing to my wife when I pulled out.
Yeah.
But you also more high power than
No, we both have 600. You got 450?
No, I got 600.
No, then you're the same thing. Same power. I was looking in the rearview mirror. I was like, hey, another one. Yeah. All right, y'all take care. You'll stay cool. Yeah. All right, Silver Lyric charging day. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, supposedly they're about to start protesting and shit. And I will have none of that because really I don't want to be shot up with like those rubber balls. I don't want that. And if one of these fucking scumbags were to shoot me with a rubber ball just for protesting, my Desert Eagle's coming out, and some of us ain't leaving. So, bottom line is, you don't want that smoke, and I don't want it either. So I'm just gonna stay home, watch the violence on television, because anybody who's stupid enough to go out there is going out there looking for trouble. I'm not going out there looking for trouble, so I'm just gonna stay home and just watch the violence on my big screen, and get some popcorn, maybe some drinks, get some cool drinks, just watch the violence. But that's what it is. So getting this weekend started. Right now it's basically Friday evening. And just gonna... I already went shopping. So my car will be done in a couple of minutes. And then I guess this guy will slip in here with his little BZ4X. And we're good. You know? Get this party started. Now, as far as these stocks go, Israel just preemptively attacked Iran. And now the defense contractor stocks have shot up about 3%. Now, that's all short-lived. So unless you're a day trader and you trade, day trading, if you're a person who's in there for the long haul, it's like, it may not really matter to you because you're just going to wait for your dividends anyway. But if you're a day trader, yeah, it went up 3%. It might go up another 2 or 3%, but chances are you're going to sell. So if you're shorting Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, now's the time to do it. But I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a long, hot-ass summer. You got Israel attacking Iran. You got ICE attacking American citizens. You got all types of shit going on. So it's going to be a long, hot-ass summer. Maybe I should have gone to Vietnam this year instead of next year. It's probably not as hot in Vietnam and Cambodia as it's going to be as hot in this motherfucker right here. Because these people are going to go out there into the middle of Times Square and make a fool of themselves. But I ain't got nothing to do with that. So we'll see what happens. Saturday morning. And as you can see, I'm up early on Saturday morning and there's nobody out here. There's a lot of rain, heavy rain. We've been having an unseasonably cool June thus far. It's like, the temperature has hit like between 85 and 100 a couple of days, but for the most part it's been pretty cold, it's been pretty rainy. But then again, summer hasn't actually started yet. Summer doesn't start until June 23rd, basically. So, I was watching on the news. So you got Israel preemptively striking against Iran. So basically starting a war and claiming self-defense. But I was watching some of those, the counterattacks from Iran. And I gotta say, those missile strikes are amazing. I'm gonna have to get a bigger television. Because for the most part, it's like, I ain't going to fight nobody's war, and I ain't dying for nobody else. So the whole thing is, I'll be at home while these people are doing World War III. I'll be at home watching that shit on television. And that's just how I feel about it. It's like, if these people want to play Darwinism, if they want to see who's the best and who's going to survive and everything, survival of the fittest, that's fantastic. But I'll be sitting at home watching you die on my big screen and drinking a nice beer and maybe having some popcorn. And that's just how I feel about it. So, the more important thing, how can you make money off of this? First of all, gas and oil, as I've always suggested that you buy, simply because they have dividends coming back regardless what's happening. Oh, look, that's the Nissan people lined up to get their car serviced. I haven't had any problem with this car. 17,000 miles. I haven't had any problems with this car. This car has been absolutely fantastic. I am convinced that electric is the future. And this is the reason why I always say, I'm like, Chinese electric vehicles, it's not just about selling cars. It's about going into these developing countries and creating partnerships with these people so that you can build up their infrastructure and maybe even control parts of it, sell them information and whatnot, or collect their information. But as I was saying, as far as these defense company stocks, you got Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, all of them were up yesterday. The only one that wasn't up was Boeing. And I would think that Boeing wasn't significantly up simply because, investors are still looking at the after effects of that Air India crash. And I don't think it was Boeing's fault that happened. I mean, it was a 787 Dreamliner, but we don't know exactly what caused the crash yet, so it's too early to speculate. Because it could have been pilot error, it could have been mechanical error, you just don't know. I just do think it's very odd that a plane had a perfect safety record and then you handed it over to Air India and then all of a sudden there's a crash. I do think that's, not really odd, I just think that's, sad. And they showed video clips of people who were on the plane, and they were complaining that the TVs weren't working. They were complaining that, certain things on the plane weren't working, like the light fixtures and stuff. And that just tells me that perhaps they had some type of mechanical error. Because to me, it looked like they tried to take off with no flaps down. And if that's the case, that, you basically stall and crash, and there's no way around it because you're too heavy. So we'll just have to wait and find out. But that's going to be really interesting. So, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and the oil companies. It's like, if you bought into those, like I told you to, if you bought into those, then, right now you're watching them go up in value. So even with the Israeli-Iran crisis, as well as the Russia-Ukraine crisis, as well as the Israel-Gaza crisis. It's like there's all these crises, it's amazing. It's fucking World War III out there. But I'm not worried. See, the thing about it is, when you live here in New York, you ain't worried about it, because the simple fact is, none of these shitty countries have the ability to strike here, like unless they use like terrorists and it's like a random act of violence. But that's the reason why I conceal carry the Desert Eagle, because if you do a random act of violence around me, I'm gonna end up being a hero because I'm gonna blow you away. I ain't gonna fuck around. I'm not a cop. I didn't swear anything. I didn't swear no oaths. My thing is, if you start some shit and I'm at lunch or I'm at dinner with somebody and I'm just trying to chill and you start some shit, you're gonna catch one. You're gonna catch a 50 caliber slug. You know, and it's just that simple. I'm not arresting nobody. I ain't got no handcuffs. I ain't trying to handcuff nobody. I ain't doing that shit. I didn't swear no oaths. So the bottom line is, they better keep that bullshit over there. It's just that simple. That's how I feel about it. I ain't playing with these people. Like the cops got, oh, put your hands above your head. No, I ain't doing that shit. Nope. Boom! That's right. Nope, not doing it. So, where are we? Very, very heavy rain, as you can see. But I gotta say, this car is fantastic on rain. It doesn't slip, it doesn't slide. And I think part of that is because what Cadillac did is they actually made it so that these cars will not spin their tires. So normally with a lot of these fast EVs, they'll actually spin their tires. Like the Teslas they won't burn out, but they'll spin their tires because they're giving you the feeling of being fast, right? So yeah, they are fast, and they're faster than pretty much any non-performance gas car that there is. So the car will not spin its tires. It comes with a very good set of Michelins, and this car is so stable. It's like, yeah, on a heavy patch of ice, you might get some slip because of the car's weight on the ice. But when it comes to driving in the rain, this thing is fantastic. If I keep this car, I'm going to have to buy new tires eventually, because like this is the first car I've ever had where the tires actually lasted longer than like 10,000 miles. All of those SRTs and Hellcat products and shit, you got to replace tires like every 5,000 miles, specifically the rear tires. But because those cars are so heavy, they also unevenly wear the front tires. Now, my Jeep has a problem where, because of the camber of the, how the tires are tilted, because of the camber, like it unevenly wears the inner treads to the point where, yeah, every 6,000 or 7,000 miles, I absolutely got to buy new tires. So for me on that Jeep, tires last less than 2 years. But with this car, the tires absolutely would last more than 2 years. And that's interesting despite the weight of this car. This thing weighs more than a Jeep. This thing is 6,000 pounds. You know, that's actually pretty amazing. Of course, one of these slow-ass Infinity's got to get in front of me. I honestly, I can handle driving in this weather. I can handle driving at 80 miles an hour. The rest of these turkeys with these shit cars, the most that they can do is like 40. But I guess in the name of safety, we should be driving slower. Right? God knows when some little child is going to decide to cross over a monsoon on the highway in low visibility, right? Look at this. All these assholes are driving at the same fucking speed. I should start blowing at people. I'm just going to wait until my opportunity. I'm going to pass these assholes. I'm tired of these people. At a certain point, I just get tired of them. And this guy with this van, look at this guy. He's starting to fall back. So this is my opportunity. Oh my God, they're all driving at the same speed. What are y'all doing? Yeah, get out of the way. And okay, so now he wants to get over there and drive slow too. Man, these people suck. But yeah, I've been absolutely very impressed. I've been very, very impressed with this vehicle. Very, very impressed. There's a truck here, so let me get back in front of this jerk off. Resultat. That's a stupid license plate. Resultat. What a moron. Anyway, you know, it's an Infinity driver, so we can't be too harsh. You know, there's special needs. So anyway, all right. Oh God, come on, get out of the way. What is this? Got this truck here. All right, let's get in front of these people. I had enough. And that's the thing. This thing just drives so straight and smooth. Like, it's amazing. Doesn't slip, nothing. I'm absolutely impressed in the quality of this vehicle. All right, let's take a couple of looks at some news stories that you probably missed as we're watching World War III, because these things easily get overshadowed. So Tesla owners are so tired of Musk's far-right antics that they're suing Tesla. Some French customers of electric vehicle brand Tesla aren't happy with the company's CEO. A group of Tesla owners is taking the brand to court. Their grievances with CEO Elon Musk, his role in the White House, and his actions, as well as his alleged support for the European far right. The suit uses an interesting and somewhat obscure bit of French law, one that seems meant for exactly this situation when a company's leader's actions become detrimental to the brand but don't necessarily affect the product like it does for customers of vehicles like the Model 3. They now want to use this law to get out of leases early and sever all ties with the brand. Owners tired of association with Musk. They don't want to be associated anymore with Tesla or personified by Elon Musk and his recent political stances, said Ivan Terrell, a partner for Paris law firm GKA, who is representing the owners. Sales of Tesla vehicles have fallen off of a proverbial cliff this year. In Europe, sales of the company's EVs fell 49% in April versus the same month a year before, while sales of other branded EVs skyrocketed. The trend started in February and has worsened in the month since. But falling sales and falling sales and a lowering in vehicle value aren't at the root of the suit. It's the image that now comes with the Tesla vehicles. Tesla vehicles have become powerful political symbols and are now perceived as true far-right totems, much to the dismay of those who purchased them solely as innovative and eco-friendly vehicles, the plaintiff's lawyers said in a statement. The customers in question are looking to have their leases terminated and to recover legal costs and other damages from Tesla. They are citing direct and concrete harm caused by the actions and behaviors of Musk, which include his familiar to European Nazi salute-like hand gesture at President Trump's inauguration, his actions at the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, which is DOGE, and his active support of far-right German political party AfD. Okay, so that was the story right here. So I'll make this really quick because I've pretty much opined on this numerous times before in my community chat. I had high hopes for Tesla and the stock. I had very high hopes for it. But I always knew that Elon Musk was a grifter. I always knew it. From the very beginning, when, I drove the, This is in 2012. I drove the P85. I invested in the company because I knew that the car was going to catch on, simply because I realized that it was a large, spacious, nice-looking car, and it was sold. At first, it was sold at a reasonable price. They were basically saying it was going to start at $70,000, basically, and then there'd be a $7,500 tax credit, which would bring your price down to somewhere in the 60s. And I was like, yeah, well, this looks pretty cool. This thing's going to sell. Once the Model 3 and the Model Y came out, I knew Tesla was going to be big money. And most people who invested when the 3 and the Y came out, they did very well because that was pre-split. That was before Tesla stock split. And anybody who bought and held the stock, they probably did very well. But the reality is, I always knew Musk was a grifter, and the problem that I've always mentioned about Tesla is I always felt like a fly-by-night operation. It felt like something where you could go buy something, then you come back like a couple weeks later and the company's disappeared, or it's no longer there. And I say that because they started in Roosevelt Field Mall, and then they had to pick up and move their operation out to Syosset, and then they moved from Syosset to Americana Manhasset, which is that mall that I show you every now and then with all the rich people. The reality is, I never trusted Tesla, and as much as I like the simplicity of the product, I never could buy one for myself. So what I did was I ended up taking my money, just like I said I would. When Stellantis disappointed me for the last time and gave me their ass to kiss, I said, you know what? I'm going to take my money, And I'm going to go over to Mercedes-Benz, and I'm also going to go over to Cadillac. I'm sick and tired of Stellantis' treatment of me. If I'm going to buy an $80,000 Jeep SRT or $85,000 Jeep SRT and a $76,000 Hellcat, I expect to get treated like I bought a $76,000 and an $80,000 car. I don't expect you to tell me, oh, we ain't got no loaners and shit like that. Tesla's good for that. Tesla was like, oh yeah, well, we ain't got loaners. We'll give you Uber credits. It's like, motherfucker, I don't want no Uber credits. I bought a car. I expect you to put me in something that I can drive. Even if I had a Tesla Model S and you gave me a Tesla Model Y, I'd be totally comfortable with that. Even if I had a Model S and you gave me a Model 3, I'd be totally comfortable with that. But this whole bullshit about, oh yeah, we're just going to give you Uber credits, I don't do business like that. It's like, that's the one thing I appreciate about BMW, Cadillac, Mercedes, and even Audi to some extent. They understand that if they piss their customer off, they're going to take their money, they're going to go elsewhere. And they deal with affluent customers who, if you piss them off, they ain't going to do business, and they're going to spread your name when they go to the golf clubs and they go to the salons or wherever it is rich people go. They're going to spread your name, and they're going to be like, yeah, don't buy from them people. And it's just that simple. Even Fisker and, Lucid and Rivian, they understand that. If you're going to sell to the affluent and you're going to sell a $80 or $90 or $100,000 vehicle, you can't be giving people shit service. And Stellantis has taken the market of, CDJR. They've taken Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram up market. But unlike Hyundai, they must not have realized, it's like, you can't give people who buy cars this expensive service as if they bought something cheaper. So the bottom line is, in this case, Elon Musk, and I've said this 100 times, could have kept his stupid mouth shut, but he decided that after he bought Twitter, he decided he was going to jump on there and start making racist statements and start talking about DEI. And basically, it starts with talking, like, downplaying white women, and then it goes into downplaying minorities who have jobs. And he thought that people were just going to take it. Apparently, the people said, nah, fuck that. We ain't going to just take it. And then this whole thing about throwing up Hitler salutes. I don't give a shit what you believe. I know better than to throw up a salute like that because I already know what it could be seen as. If you have a history of supporting far-right organizations and you're doing this salute shit, there's no excuse. You know exactly what you're doing, whether you want to call it trolling or whatever you want to call it. And that ultimately is the difference between Europe and America. America has the First Amendment, and America coddles racism. America has coddled racism with the Confederacy and upholding the Confederate statues. First of all, the Confederacy fought against the Union and lost. The Union should have wiped them out. There should have been no monuments at all to the Confederacy. Any of that shit should have been stuck in a fucking museum and left in a museum as just a reminder of what happens when you go up against the American government. You get wiped out. But America coddles racism. Now, Europe, however, don't coddle racism. Europe is extremely intolerant, especially of anything that has the stink of racism, fascism, anti-Semitism, or xenophobia of any type. Europe don't play that shit because, unlike America, the kids in Europe actually learn history and are taught history. So the simple fact of the matter is, Elon tried that shit with the wrong people, and now these Europeans who don't believe in the First Amendment, and for the most part, in my opinion, are mostly socialists, they're not tolerating that shit. So basically they're saying, listen, I don't want to be associated with you because you're a racist. Not only that, I don't want to come out of shopping and find my car all scratched up because somebody was disgusted with me because of the bullshit that you're doing. So they're suing. Chances are in the French court they will win. chances are they'll be allowed to terminate their leases, and these will just be a couple more people who are dumping their Teslas back onto the market. That's where it stands. And I know there's a lot of right-wing supporters and racist sympathizers out there, but your opinion don't matter, especially when you're talking about cross borders. When you're talking about these international companies, they don't give a shit what you think. So you can run that bullshit here in America and be coddled, but over there they're not tolerating it. So I'm very disappointed because I wanted Tesla to succeed. I mean, it was an American company. I bought stock in it. I wanted it to do better. I wanted it to succeed. But now, especially after traveling over to Asia and staying over in Bali and Singapore, I can see just how easily the Chinese are taking over the entire EV market. America, we're selling GM, Ultium products. We've got Kia, Hyundai's coming in. We've got one or two or maybe even three models of electric vehicles from just about every manufacturer. China is light years ahead of us. And China is going to go into these other countries. China is going to befriend these other people. China is going to probably pick their resources dry. But in replace of that, they're going to give them infrastructure and they're going to give them networking. Like all of the, it's funny. These racist Europeans and these racist Americans who've constantly made fun of Africa. And they're like, oh, yeah, look at Africa. It's so dark. That's how underdeveloped it. So my thing is, as much shit as y'all have stolen from that entire continent, it never occurred to you to be like, you know what? Maybe we should go in here and help these people actually build an infrastructure. And so this way it's not dark. So maybe while we're here stealing resources, that, it'll be easier to see because we'll have streetlights. That's how the Chinese think. And the way I see it is, the Chinese are doing it in an exploitative way, but the Africans are welcoming it because BRICS is there for a reason. They want the Chinese to come in there because when they get boycotted or they get sanctioned by America's racist sanctions or Europe's racist sanctions, that also, by the way, upheld apartheid. China's coming in there like, yo, listen, we need these rare earth minerals and we'll do whatever we need to do with you in order to get them. To the point where they've even got these African men marrying Chinese Christmas cakes. So China is so invested in this that they're literally marrying off their women to these Africans. And these Africans are bringing Chinese women back. And maybe it could be a ploy, just like in the movie Killers of the Flower Moon or whatever that last movie was made by Martin Scorsese, The Killers of the Flower Moon, where you basically had white men marrying Indians in order to get control of their land and then kill them off in order to take full possession of their land. Maybe it is a ploy. So far, it doesn't look like it because these men are producing children with these women. But for the most part, China is the game changer. China, unlike America and Israel, who are constantly getting themselves involved in offensive battles and shit, like you're watching Iran and Israel shooting at each other, China stays away from all that. That's the one reason why I absolutely do not believe anything Hegseth says about China trying to attack Taiwan. China wants stability. America is unstable. America does not want stability. China wants to keep sitting back, making their money, but America is trying to figure out ways to undermine China, and China's, for the most part, not having it. So even if America's like, oh yeah, well, NVIDIA, you're not allowed to trade technology, you're not allowed to sell China GPUs, China will just figure out a way to make their own. And when they make their own, they'll blow right by NVIDIA. And that's not something I'm saying. That's something that's coming from Jensen Huang. Jensen Huang said that. So if he's saying it and I believe it, the chances are it's going to happen. Because this guy, he's at the top of the line. He's the biggest company by market cap. He knows. So that's just the bottom line. Now, and I'm really disappointed in Elon Musk. I'm really disappointed. I thought, even if he is a racist and a far-right supporter, I thought he could keep his mouth shut just long enough to become a trillionaire. But apparently he couldn't even do that. And now that he's alienated himself from the White House and he can't even count on Trump or Trump can't count on him, well, now things just got that much more difficult for him and Tesla. because their Cybertrucks are not selling. They're sitting on the lots. The Cybertrucks, I just saw a story. I could read it if I pull it up. But they're dropping the price on the Cybertrucks again because those things are sitting there languishing and rotting. The aluminum on those things, the steel body, the stainless steel, that shit is just sitting there languishing. Very disappointed. So that's this story. So now I'll move on to another. Very quickly, I mentioned oil prices. I've continued to talk people into buying oil stock, bank stock, credit card stock, and this right here is why. When you're dealing with global, what's the best word? Uncertainty, chaos, whatever you want to call it. The simple fact is energy is still required no matter what. Whether it's the airplanes, cargo ships, boats, cars, whatever it is, oil is still a mandatory resource. So as you can see, it says oil prices surge, stocks fall as Israel and Iran clash. Oil prices surged and stocks tumbled Friday in the wake of Israel strikes on Iran's top military officials and nuclear sites. Losses in stock markets accelerated in the afternoon after Iran began retaliating by launching airstrikes on Israel. The S&P 500 NASDAQ ended the day down by more than 1%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed lower by nearly 770 points, a 1.8% decline. This was on June 13th, which was yesterday. That was Friday, June 13th. Friday the 13th. U.S. oil benchmark prices climbed roughly 7% to about $73 a barrel. I remember they were about $69 last week. The highest level since early April. U.S. government borrowing costs climbed. Tech stocks like Nvidia and Tesla moved lower, while shares in oil and defense industry firms like Chevron, Lockheed Martin, and Palantir traded up. Gold prices also neared all-time highs, rising more than 1% to $3,449 an ounce. The price of Bitcoin fell more than 1% to less than $105,000. Now, personally, I'm ignoring Bitcoin. I think gold and oil prices are the only things I'm focused on. There's lots and lots of ways to invest or gamble your money, but I'm not risking my money on cryptocurrency. I'll let everybody else do that. Or I'll let the few people who want to risk on an asset that doesn't pay a dividend, I'll let y'all do that. And I just get, I understand like there's lots of people who will keep on talking about how great, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is. Thing about it is these people are mostly saying that from the shadows. I don't see the money. I really don't see it. I don't see there's not that many people driving by me in Lamborghini Uruses. I don't see their houses anywhere. I really don't see it. So yeah, they may make a couple of dollars in cryptocurrency, but I just don't see it. So anyway, Israel launched strikes on Iran early Friday, local time, a dramatic escalation of long-running tensions between the two countries. Israel officials have warned of a lengthy operation. Okay, so that's the story there, but let's go back to this oil prices. So they're saying oil prices could climb higher if Middle Eastern tensions escalate. A sustained rise in the price of crude oil, which jumped sharply after Israel attacked Iran, could hurt consumers and President Trump's efforts to bring down energy costs. Keep in mind, this is June 14th. We haven't even gotten to summer yet. Summer doesn't start for another 10 days. So this oil prices jump, stocks tumble. So you got to understand, we're at $73 a barrel. There's nothing to stop oil from going beyond $100 a barrel. Now, I don't think that'll happen, but it's not impossible. Now, keep in mind, while y'all are out there and y'all got to buy gas prices go up and go down, I ain't got to worry about none of that shit. I'm driving around in an electric Cadillac. My Jeep SRT is sitting out there with half a tank of fuel, and I haven't driven that thing in like a month. I haven't driven it since basically I had to get the registration changed. So I'm sitting pretty because I got my electric car. And I've also noticed, and I've pointed that out numerous times, more and more people around me, and maybe that's just, because I live in New York City, more and more people around me are getting electric cars. The tri-state area, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York City, I'm seeing nothing. I'm seeing lots, even though Tesla sales are down, I'm seeing lots and lots of Tesla Model 3s, Model Ys. I'm seeing lots and lots of Polestars. When I'm at the charging networks, I show you the cars that pull up. Like I'm seeing Escalades. I'm seeing Fiskars. Even though Fiskar's out of business, I'm seeing Lucids. I'm seeing everything. And a lot of these people, because the charging networks aren't that great, a lot of these people are charging at home, but I'm still seeing their cars. I'm still seeing a lot of their cars on the road. And yes, electricity prices can go up along with energy and overall. But the bottom line is, when you own the stocks in oil, you win no matter what. Because even if you have to still buy gas, some of the cost of that gas may be offset by the dividends that you're earning by owning large amounts of oil stock. So I'm satisfied with where I am. But the bottom line is, if you're building portfolios, the whole point is for you to put yourself in a better position where you can say the same thing. You can be satisfied where you are. So again, I'll just, very simple. I'll just say it. I continue to push oil stock, gas companies, oil mining companies, banks like Capital One, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Citibank, the big banks, basically. And then there's credit cards. American Express, Discover, Capital One took over Discover, but Visa, MasterCard, and Goldman Sachs. Most of you probably may not have a lot of money to buy into Berkshire Hathaway, but I bought into them during the pandemic. I bought the Berkshire B. Berkshire A is obviously way too expensive, but I bought Berkshire B, and I'm up on that. Most of my portfolio is actually positive. The only things that are negative, a couple of things, because Chinese, some of the Chinese stocks I bought are a little bit lower, but it's not a big deal because I didn't spend that much money on them. And what else is low? My electric car companies, Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, Fisker went bankrupt, so, that's gone. But all of those electric car companies, Tesla, Rivian, and Lucid, they're all rated an F. So I really don't recommend buying into those. The airlines aren't really doing that great either. However, the defense contractors are. So it's like I'd more likely say, yeah, you know what? I don't foresee any peace anytime soon with Trump in office or with Netanyahu still in office or with Zelensky still in office. I don't foresee peace anytime soon. So buying defense contractors, even though it's very expensive at this point, they do pay dividends. So you can assume that your money is just going to sit there and continue to pay a dividend just by sitting there. And I don't think the war is going to last indefinitely unless it escalates. But at this point, who can really say? So my bottom line is I just keep on buying the affordable, cheap stocks. I continue to diversify as much as I can. And that's that. So every single month, I'm making more and more contributions into my portfolio. That's basically that. So oil, I said it before, I'm an oil man. I'm still an oil man. And today is Father's Day. So on my way to the church and basically, probably have dinner after church. And I got this SRT in front of me. At first, I couldn't figure out what he was because he had that bike in front of, it was blocking off the back of the car. I couldn't really see it. But that looks like one of those 2017 or 2018 models that had those black wheels that they tried to reuse on the Trackhawk, but it didn't work out too well. But still a nice car. I don't know where he's going, but I know it's going to cost him a lot of gas to get there. Oh, and you know what I just realized? Having that bicycle there, it pretty much makes it so they can't easily scan your license plate if you were to drive past like one of these stupid ass speed cameras. They could probably try to figure it out. Like maybe they could use other cameras to try to figure it out. But I didn't think of that. That's pretty effective. I can't easily see your information. Yeah, so man, we got Father's Day, World War III going on. Oh, look, it's a V supercharged STS. Don't see those every day. But they weren't very powerful. I think they only had like 425 horsepower. See, my mom had that car in red, but she had the STS4 all-wheel drive. She didn't have the V model. She didn't need it, you know. It's just one of these women cars that, you know, drive back and forth to work. And then after that, she got the SRX, and now she has the XT5. And I like the XT5. I think she liked the SRX a little bit more than she liked the XT5. But as long as it's reliable, I could care less. She hasn't had any problems with that car in, like, 45,000 miles. So, and I would assume, yeah, you're not supposed to have any problems with a car, at least for the first 50,000 miles. But it's been pretty good to her. It's been pretty good to her. So I'm happy about that. I haven't pulled my SRT out in a while. I just don't really want to, you know? It's like, just to drive that thing, it actually costs me, every time you drive that thing, it just costs you money. It's like with this car, I don't basically pay anything. It's like all I have to put in this car is like washer fluid right now. Oh, I got a fucking BMW up on my ass. Who's this asshole? Look at this guy. I hate fucking BMWs. These guys are stupid, and they're horrible freaking drivers, man. Horrible. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Now, if he gets into an accident, who's he gonna blame? I swear to God, if this guy gets into an accident, I will wait for the cops to get here just so I can get their email address, just so I can send them this fucking video. Stupid ass BMWs. I hate these ones. Anyway, SRT on it. He's getting off. That's such a good-looking Jeep. Why do all the new Jeeps look ugly? Uh-oh, another stupid-ass BMW. See, these idiots are trying to race. I'm not letting him get past me. I'm gonna drive just so he can't get past me. We don't need you morons trying to race on a Sunday morning. You idiots. We don't need you idiots. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. No. You stay over there. You stay over there. You morons racing on Sunday morning. We got Father's Day, and you put people's lives at risk, you stupid morons. I hate BMWs, man. It's always them. It's them and them Infinities. Can't stand them. Putting people's lives at risk. Look at this guy. But he's never going to catch that other one, so, you know, my job is done. Clowns. But anyway, putting lives at risk. I keep seeing I'll be on Instagram, I keep seeing these BMWs hitting cars with families in them and shit. And you're like, man, if only the cops were there. It's like, where are the cops when you need them? I guess they're probably at the No Kings rally, which hopefully I don't run into, because I am going into Brooklyn, and it's very possible that there could be rally people, like protesters. And honestly, I don't want to see any of them clowns. I really don't want to. Because, my thing is, if you're going to protest, like, don't block traffic, Because now, supposedly, they're passing laws that say if people are jumping in your way, you're allowed to hit them. So my thing is, it's like, that's going to get really interesting, especially in Florida. But, I mean, the mere gall of these people to try to jump in front of semis and big rigs and stop them and shit, it's like, man, if I was one of them truck drivers, oh my God, I would turn the ground into red paste with these people, because that's just stupid. If you're going to protest, you go to a government building and you protest there. You don't do that shit in the middle of the street. You don't. That's just a public nuisance. It really is. You have every right to protest, but there's a difference between protesting and being a nuisance. So my thing is, if the first person who gets run down, shame on you. And if it's like a big rig and you get a bunch of protesters that think that they could jump in front of a truck and stop it from moving, listen, when y'all get turned into Jell-O pudding, it's like I'm just gonna be eating my popcorn watching TV, and I'm just gonna be like laughing. Yeah, not much going on here. See, that's that Grand Cherokee. That thing is ugly. Like, the interior, they did upgrade it, but it's still, like, it looks like they tried to make it look more Range Rover-y, but I'm sorry. That does not have the character of the last Jeep. I think Carlos Tavares has done so much damage to Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, they should put him in prison. Like, I know he's celebrating. He's got his golden parachute. He's probably on a yacht in Monaco right now. But I would have some agents raid that yacht, put him in cuffs, and put him in prison. And the charge is ruining Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. That's the charge. It's like ruining a corporation and, like, you know, just fucking everything up. That's the charge. You'd be in prison, sucker. No, wait, whoa. Nope, no, you stay the fuck over there, asshole. What the fuck, you? You saw me getting over, and now you want to start speeding up? Get over there. Did I just pass a Lyric? Yes, I did. I think I just passed a black Lyric. Yeah, he might try to catch up to me and road rage me. But the thing about it is, not only do I got the camera, but I got the Desert Eagle at the ready. So I ain't even thinking about him. I'll drop this phone so quick. You look like Grand Theft Auto out here. It's like now all of a sudden the guy wakes up, he act like he's racing now. Like, well, who you racing? I ain't racing you. All I'm trying to do is go where I'm going. I ain't racing your ass. Like, these guys, look at you. You got stuck behind a Jeep, dummy. Stupid. Anyway, I don't know. I'm sorry. I have a problem. I have to stop. Look at this. I got a Porsche here. Taycan. This is like the cheap one. It doesn't say turbo. It doesn't say anything special on it. That's the cheap one right there. It's got body damage, so this guy obviously doesn't know how to park. It's got some damage on that fender right there. It's a little small-ass little Porsche. Let me do the self-drive thing. Let me turn that on right there. Let me turn that on. Maybe I don't feel like driving too much. Maybe I want to listen to Raekwon over here. In fact, I'm going to have to turn off my phone that I can't record while the music's on because of goddamn YouTube and their stupid copyright senses. Look at this guy. He's raging me. Look at this guy. Hey, how you doing? What's up, man? Like, yeah, you gonna rage me. Who you raging? You ain't raging me. Yeah, you better stick your thumb up. I don't know why this guy, he's got his church clothes on. He's got the old Uncle Otis hat. Like he looked like Uncle Ruckus driving a Mercedes AMG. He looked like Uncle Ruckus, and the guy is road raging. I don't know why. It's like, why are you road raging? Like, why are you trying to speed up and shit? You ain't cutting me off, turkey. You ain't cutting me off, Uncle Otis. All right, let's see. Where are we supposed to continue? All right. Uncle Otis thought he's up there going to cut me off. You ain't cutting me off, Otis. Yeah, see, this is the problem. I can't listen to music and use the radio and record because the problem is that it's Uncle Otis. He's got his thumb up again. Look at this guy. He's still trying to road rage me. Imagine Uncle Ruckus has a Mercedes AMG. Like, imagine that. Imagine Uncle Ruckus with a Mercedes AMG, and then he starts road raging, and he starts calling people, like, racial epithets. Like, imagine that shit. That wouldn't be a bad idea for an episode. Okay, now I'll keep the self-drive on. Take it easy for a second. Take it easy. Look at this. That's a Jeep. Yeah, Uncle Ruckus over there. This guy, that's the Jeep that cut him off. And, you know, they're on their way to church. I could see she's got her big hat on. She got the big flower hat. She got her big flower hat on, yeah. Okay. Hey, I think he recorded us. Look at this guy. There's a woman in there. BMW. Yeah, Tesla with this guy here. I'm still waiting for the GM update. Supposedly they're doing it in batches of cars, but the update is going to allow you to be able to watch stream television and movies and video and all that, and YouTube and all that straight to the screen without having to use my AI box or any of those other little connectors that I show you for wireless CarPlay. The way I feel about it is I should be able to watch World War III while I'm driving to church. Now, I understand that they don't want you watching movies and TV and stuff. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, she's up there still looking. She's up there looking at me. I understand that you shouldn't be able to watch movies and stuff while you're driving. I totally understand that. But bottom line is, it's like I need that feature and I need it now. I need to be able to watch World War III because we're in a situation now where everything is so fluid, moving. There's a Rivian right there. Oh, it's a woman. Got her yellow Rivian. It's pretty. I never got over those ugly ass Dyson lights. Like it looks like a Dyson vacuum cleaner, but it's pretty. It's very pretty. I'd rather have that than a freaking Range Rover because those Range Rovers, man, them shits break down like crazy. The air suspension. Freaking touchscreen stopped working. It's like, no, thank you. That guy, he's on his phone. He's up there act like he's sleeping shit while he's driving. You people are a menace. These people are absolutely a menace. This guy, his car is loaded up. I don't know where they go. They got a lot of stuff in the back right there, like they're going on a trip. Hey, this guy. Why are you sneaking up on me? Okay. Here we go. Freaking traffic. But it's not too bad because you can see it's only red up until a certain point. It's not too bad. No, you ain't getting over. No, you're not getting. No, stay there. No. Look at her. She got a hat on. She got her orange green thing on, the hat and everything. Yeah. Not too much going on here. So I'm at 17,742 miles. This car swallows up miles pretty well. Yeah, haven't had any problems. I've been very, very happy. This sucks. You gotta get a new tent, buddy. Hey, look at that guy. He looks like he's causing problems. Not supposed to be sitting on the side of a freaking highway. Seems like it's a nice day. Let's hope the rest of the day is just as nice. Hopefully the sun will come out later. I think it's supposed to get warmer, but I don't know about this cloud cover. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. So hopefully it looks a little bit better later on. This guy right here with this Tesla Model S. Now this guy is a dentist. It says so on his license plate. I like that. I like dentists. They're very good. Like if you have a very good dentist or orthodontist, they can work miracles when you're in that chair. Like one time I had this toothache, and they were trying to numb me, and they couldn't numb the shit for whatever reason. And they tried a lot. I mean, they used so much of that goddamn lidocaine that, I mean, they were like flooding my gums, and it wasn't working, right? And then this orthodontist, I forget what his name is, but he says, you know what? I know how to do it so well that if I needed to, I could do this procedure and you wouldn't even need anesthetic. And I was like, really? I was like, that sounds like big talk. And he was like, okay, watch me get you numb, right? So this guy pulls out a needle. He pulls out like a crooked needle. And this needle is like, it looks that way, and then it goes like to that. This guy sticks that shit in my gums, and I swear to God, my whole face went dead. And I was like, wow. And it was like, yep, that's right. And because, see, everybody else had been using the regular straight needle, but this guy pulls out this needle that was like, it was like crooked and shit. And he goes around the jaw or something. I don't know how the fuck he did that. And it was amazing. So I have nothing but respect for doctors and dentists, surgeons. I have nothing but respect for them. Real doctors, not these fake ass fucking people who just get these doctorate degrees just so you have to call them doctor. No, these are the real doctors right here. Like, you know, STEM degrees. Here we go. Yeah, so, yeah, I love these guys. That's a nice Model S, too. It looks like it's relatively new, even though, you know, Tesla just changed the design up a little bit. But it looks almost like a Plaid, but it's not. Looks good, though. Nice color. Usually don't see them in silver very much. But, yeah, I don't know. I should ask him, be like, hey, excuse me, where's your practice located? It's like, give me your card. It's like, I'd love to come visit, you know, for my next cleaning. Oh God, I just hope we can get into it out of Brooklyn with no problem. I hope there's none of these stupid fucking protesters out here. My only problem with the Model S is too small. Like, it's a nice car, but it's like, it's designed like a sport. It's really too sporty. It's like a Porsche Taycan. I needed a luxury car, and it didn't want a sport car. It's way too much like a Porsche Taycan in size. It's only a little bit bigger. These goddamn speed cameras. So here I am, Passion. My father's on his way. And I just happened to be parked next to an S500. White on white. Or at least, yeah. Look, it was white. It's a little dirty. That's the S500. I could tell because it doesn't have a backseat package. It's amazing how much larger or taller my car is. But as far as length, yeah, this car is obviously fucking longer. You can see that shit right away. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. That thing is long. I gotta get one just like that. I was like, yeah, I should have been doing this all along. That was me. All right, thank you.
You're definitely going to do that.
Yours or her? Him?
Thank you so much, sir.
A knife, please.
Knife?
I think mine is cute.
All right.
I probably took it.
Silver Lyric Charging Day. Silver Lyric Charging Day. We're still charging the Silver Lyrics out here. We got Silver Lyric Charging Day. Very nice.
ايه محدش معايا كلهم عليا
ובעיקר מה שכואב לי שזה המציאות שלנו ועבודה. אתה מבין שכל עניין של שניות, הכל עניין של מזל. והרגשתי פשוט ברולטה היום. ילדה לא צריכה לעבור את זה. ואישה בוגרת לא צריכה להרגיש לבד ולפחד מפה ישנה היום.
To be continued.